Okay, good afternoon, guys. So I am just going to briefly explain the next project that you guys are starting today. I will be showing more examples on Monday, or excuse me, actually Tuesday when we get back. But I want you to just know what the project is, start picking out your topics and things like that. So our next project is going to be a Netflix or a movie or a TV series or movie project. And essentially, after learning about the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you are now going to be tasked with either creating a movie or creating a TV series based on an event from one of those decades. When choosing your topic and all of that, and when telling your story, you can either go one of two ways. You can go the direction of a documentary where everything is 100% factual. There's no made up story within it. It is just telling about the event, exactly how it happened, and focusing a lot on that event from start to finish, what happened. Now, you could also go the historical fiction route, and that is essentially your plot is based on historical events. So, for instance, maybe you are you chose Watergate as your topic, and maybe instead of focusing so much on the president, maybe you're focusing on a White House staffer, and that person's observing as all this is going on, and she's having her own problems. Or so you kind of create a story within the broader story of the Watergate scandal, or whatever your topic may be. Maybe you choose the Iranian hostage crisis, and you tell the story from the perspective of one of the hostages' sons or daughters or family members that are back home and what they went through, but based on the events of the Iranian hostage crisis. So you can either do documentary or you can do historical fiction. So once you guys get into your groups, that is going to be your first choice, documentary or historical fiction. Your second choice then is you are going to need to choose between the two options for this project. One, you can create a movie. Two, you can create a TV series. The requirements for each are pretty similar. There's just a little bit of a difference between the two. So I'm going to start off with the movie trailer, or the movie project requirements, sorry. For each project, you will have to have a trailer, a poster, and some sort of synopsis of the project. So for the movie, you are creating a movie trailer. And of course, you can use iMovie, you can use whatever application you would like to. You can have more than just your group within the video. But after watching that trailer, I should be able to know, okay, their topic was about Reaganomics, or their topic was about the Iran-Contra affair. And then also it needs to have a clear main idea or theme. So is it going to be a romance? Is it going to be a documentary? Is it going to be a comedy? Is it going to be a drama? I should know the theme of the movie after watching the movie trailer. Also, there should be at least 5 identifiable pieces of information within that movie trailer as well too. And it can be a combination of historical photos and footage from school. What I don't want is just a full trailer full of historical photos. So you either need to have a combination or just a trailer from footage you took at school or at home, or whatever kind of footage that you took. So your movie trailer, like time-wise, usually I say a minute to 2 minutes, no longer than 2 minutes, I would say, but just in that range. So movie trailer is part 1. Part 2, you need to create a movie poster. Your poster can either be done digitally or it can be done hand-drawn, but you must contain original art and graphics. You have to design it. You cannot just find a movie poster online and claim that as your own and then just stick your title of the movie on there, etc. So you need to at least have one main graphic on there. You can choose to include more graphics on the movie poster. You'll have the title of the story that needs to be completely visible. You get to make up the title. So you get to create the title for this movie. I'll show you an example of a movie trailer here at the end, but that is all your creative freedom. The movie title, you need to have like a review quote, like 5 stars from Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, 100% approval rating, whatever. Some sort of review quote about the movie. It should be no more than 2 sentences. You don't want it too long. You need to include like a tagline or something just very, very basic. And essentially tagline kind of just summarizes everything about the film, or like what to expect within that film. It should act like a teaser. It should be short. It should be catchy, so that people remember it. And remember, once again, this can be hand-drawn or designed through an app. But no matter what, I want it turned in on paper. So you're either printing that off and giving that to your teacher, or you drew it and you're handing that to your teacher as well too. So we will show you some examples on Tuesday, but you need to be thinking about your movie poster. Last requirement of the movie project option is a synopsis. A synopsis is basically a summary of the movie. And while completing the synopsis, you should be thinking about that thing that you use in English, your plot diagram, the beginning, climax, resolution, etc., rising action, falling action. Those things should be considered when talking about your synopsis. You can't just go like start to finish and describe your movie in 2 or 3 sentences. There's obviously more things that are going to happen in a movie than that. But you will need to have at least 7 to 10 sentences about the synopsis of your movie. It also needs, or it could be a half-page double-spaced, which would still be around 7 to 10 sentences. So that covers the movie as a whole, like what is your movie about, basically summarizing your movie. And start to finish, what happens, how does it end? So that is the requirements for the movie. You can see there are 3 things required of that. Your groups will be groups of 3 is what we ideally want. In special circumstances, we might let you have 2, but 3 is what we are going for. And so you can see there are 3 parts. There'll be 3 people in a group. Each person should be responsible for one part of the project. So that is the example for the movie, or not the example, the requirements for the movie. If you continue to scroll down, you can see here's the requirements of the TV series. I'm not going to reread the series trailer and the poster because it's the exact same as the movie requirement. So you're going to need to create a trailer for your series. You're going to have to create a poster for your series, and those have the exact same requirements. The only difference between the movie and the TV series is the fact that you have to fill out a series template instead of writing a synopsis. And I'll show you what this template looks like. It'll be available to you in Google Classroom. But essentially the template is acting as a synopsis of the show, so you're not going to be writing like a big couple paragraphs. It's more so short descriptions of the episodes and summary, etc. You are only going to have to make sure that you have 8 episodes in your TV series. And I'm now going to show you what that template looks like because that'll help you give a better idea of what we are looking for. Okay, so this is a template that Mr. Unruh used when using this a few years ago. I used to do the movie project. He used to do the TV series, and so we've combined them for the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We've never actually done it in this for these decades. So you can see this one is actually on Imperial Men, or Imperialism. So he titled the Netflix series Imperial Men, and you can see you would then highlight like movie series, comedies, etc. Down here you can see he has each episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys will have to do 8, but there is a title for each episode. And then also you can see season 1, episode 5, season 1, episode 6. And then here's their tagline, the truth about the men who expanded America. So you can see it's just bold, it gets to the point, and makes people interested about the series. Then on your TV series, you also get to pick featured characters as well too. So you have your main people that play a role within this, and then you guys get to pick your own actors that get to play these people in the TV series. And then he also went above here and put the real people's picture there. So, for example, if you were doing the Iran-Contra affair, okay, like you would have someone play Ronald Reagan, you would have someone play Oliver North, you would have someone play the Sandinistas, or maybe the Contras, or leaders in Iran and things like that. So you can develop who your featured characters are in the series. Now the most important part are these next few slides. So you can see you have the title of the episode, you have a picture that relates to the episode, and then you have your synopsis, which is just very, very short. He puts Commodore Matthew C. Perry sails to Japan. Okay, so it's just like basically one sentence or just a statement or quality about that's kind of summarizes what this episode is about. Down below, you can see about the show, and this is just the overall arching idea about the show. You know, when you scroll through Netflix or you're scrolling through Hulu or you're scrolling through HBO Go, you can kind of read an overview about the show that kind of sparks your interest. And then you start looking into the episodes, and that's more specific to the episode. So this down here will stay the same. It's not like you have to rewrite one of those each time. The only thing that changes is your title and your synopsis and your picture. So then you can see episode 2 is titled Sugar. Al Mahan has a vision. Hawaii is taken through economic manipulation. Lodge finances the Navy. So it's not even fully complete sentences, just very brief statements about different things that are happening in the episode. And then you have your picture about it. This is the same. This is the same up here. That's just the title of the series. And moves on to the next one. Remember, synopsis, McKinley asks Congress for war. So just very, very brief. You know, the difference between the two is the movie you're writing, you know, a bigger paragraph or a couple paragraphs, where this is kind of broken up into brief statements or sentences. So it's just kind of your preference and what you would like to do. So that is the example of the series template. And that is what you're filling out for the TV series option. We have an HBO Go template and a Netflix series, so whatever your preference is, you can choose either one. Now, how are we grading you? You know, just as every single project, we grade you on the categories of knowledge, critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration. You guys are going to be filling out performance review at the end of this project, but there's also a rubric that is attached to this on Google Classroom too, so you guys can look to see how you are graded. Possible topics. This is what I want you guys to make sure we get accomplished today. Everyone needs to choose a topic. Everyone needs to get in their groups, and then you need to decide what route are you going, documentary or historical fiction, and start researching your topic a little bit more. So you can see some of these we spent more time on, and some of them we briefly talked about, and we threw a couple in there that we did not talk about, but we thought, okay, yeah, they might be interested in researching that a little bit more and spend a little bit of extra time. So you guys get to choose your topic. There are no duplicates in class. So when I come back on Tuesday, I do not want to see that there are two groups doing the same thing. We have like 16 or 17 different topics over here, so each group needs to be doing something different. So you can just see the 1970s, like we have Watergate, the Iran hostage crisis, Camp David Accords, ping pong diplomacy, 3 Mile Island incident, which is that nuclear incident in Pennsylvania. The 80s, we have the Iran-Contra affair, Reaganomics, Star Wars. We also threw in the rise of MTV. Just thought, you know, you guys might be interested in that. So if anyone is interested in doing the rise of MTV, you may have to do a little bit more research, but it could be really cool. The 1990s, you see all of those there. One thing we added in there was the launch of the World Wide Web. We've briefly talked about it a couple times, haven't gone into much detail, but it could be pretty cool. So those are the topics that we have there for you. If something is not on the list, you have to check with your teacher. And I want your topics selected today. So my 7th hour, if you think you want to do something else besides what's listed there, you need to email me and I will try to respond to you as quickly as possible because I want to know what your topic is before you leave class so that you guys can look at doing some research over your 4-day weekend. There are some things that are not on the list of topics we felt could be difficult to portray or could be a little controversial. So we did leave some of those topics off, but we did include some. There's plenty of choices there. And you guys should be able to pick something from that. So I'm going to close this little talk about our instructions with showing you a movie trailer from last year that was created by Harrison and Hannah. And you can see this one is called, oh goodness, that was loud. Okay, this one is called Missing Secrets. And theirs was about the Rosenberg spy case of the Cold War. I used to do this project for early Cold War topics, and theirs was the Rosenberg. So here's an example of their movie. these people, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, are wanted for espionage against our government, and I think you're the man that can get these lovebirds off the streets.
Alright, ladies, today we're looking for Ethel and Julius Rosenberg. We cannot let these people send any more of our confidential secrets to our enemies. We cannot let them leave this country. We must find them at all costs. They pose as a national threat, and threats must be contained. Gentlemen, we got a big storm a-coming.
Okay, so there's your example. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But you guys now should be getting in groups, choosing your topic, and figure out what route of TV or movie series that you're going to go through, documentary or historical fiction, and then also choose, am I doing a movie or a TV series? Have a great long weekend, guys. See ya.